Aloha, this is Summer. I'm with the Lei Away Ladies. I'm one of the Lei Away Ladies, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to make tea leaf Maile Leis. So I have a bunch of things here to show you, some things that you're going to need. Of course, you're going to need a pair of scissors, and this bag right here is tea leaves that have been cut and frozen and brought over from Hawaii. So they are very nicely preserved. They're in this Ziploc bag. I harvest these when I went home, and they've already been frozen. I'm going to just back it up a little bit so you can see. This is a bunch of tea leaves that have been, the stem has been cut out. And these right here are leaves that I've picked up from our local wholesale, florist wholesaler. And so they have the ribs still in them, the midriff, whereas these have been trimmed and wrapped and then put in a Ziploc bag, frozen and brought here. So these are obviously, there's a lot of leaves here in this gallon Ziploc bag. So I recommend, if any of you have friends or family in Hawaii, have them get you some leaves and freeze them, because they literally are free, versus these, which are almost $1 each. So what we've learned is to use both. So we use our free ones, and then we buy our fresh ones, so that we can make leaves, we can make tea leaf Maile Leis that look fresh, but not all with these leaves, because you need the middle. So we use this for the middle. We use our soft leaves for the middle, and then we cut our big fresh leaves for the green leaves of the Maile. So I'm just gonna show you what we're doing here. So we got the cooked leaves. See how they're a little bit darker, and then we got the fresh leaves that still have the midriff, the stem in the middle, and we're gonna just go ahead and cut these like how you would cut them if you were gonna freeze them. Except for this, we're not gonna freeze them, because we want them to look nice and vibrant and green. So I already have some that are pre-cut, but I just wanted to give you the idea. Here in Utah, they're pretty expensive. They're about $1 a leaf. So for sure when we go home or go anywhere, Costa Rica, wherever get tea leaves, we're whacking those bushes. And then I'm just cutting it in about this is about a 4 by, here's my hand. So it's not too small, not too big. You want to be able to use as much as you can. Make as many leaves as you can. So I always cut with the grain. So here's the natural point of the leaf. See it? So I'm gonna cut with the grain. See that? With the grain. With the grain. Now you don't want to make them too skinny. You don't want to make them too fat. But at the same time, you want to make them pretty, around the same. So here's a bunch of they're not all the same. Some are fatter, some are skinnier, some are a little bit longer, because you want to go for that natural look. So I have a pile of cooked leaves on this side, and then I have a pile of fresh leaves on this side, and then I have the fresh cut that I've already cut. So for those of you that it's your first time, no stress. One thing that I love about making leis is it's relaxing, it's rewarding, it's a time of creating. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take 2 of your soft leaves, and you're gonna, with the natural ends up, I'm gonna show you up close a little bit. These are both the natural ends. So I'm gonna get a prettier one than this, because this one's a little bit rough. But you're not gonna really see it, because it's gonna be woven, but actually, okay, so this one is a little bit brown, we can trim it. But they're both of these soft leaves, the frozen leaves, you're gonna use the natural end facing up. And there's a reason for that, because it keeps the grain in the right way, because you don't want to weave against the grain, you want to weave with the grain. So let me just do this. You're going to take 2 sides, and you're just going to do a half knot, okay? I'm going to do it again, one over the other, around, and boom. Just like that. If you're to pull it apart, boom. Just one over the other, okay? It's not even a knot, it's just a half knot. And now you're going to twist. You're going to hold this half knot with one hand, and you're going to twist. You're just going to twist and twist and twist and twist. And while I twist, I hold. So I'm blocking it with my hand. But a lot of people use their toes. Some people can use them, whatever they want to use to hold it. But realistically, if something was holding it, you could even just twist two of them and then just twist them together to make them nice and twisty. This leaf was a little bit broken, so we're just gonna tuck her in. Just give her a nice twist, and we're gonna just keep on twisting. So I make mine a little bit different because I hold it while I twist it, which I find a lot of people use their toes. Carrie uses them. She makes beautiful Maile, but she uses her toes. Me, I don't use my toes because I use my hand. For those of you that don't want, or a hook, for those of you that don't want to get oil on top of your hands, you can use rubber gloves. And there is, because the leaf has been frozen previously, there is a lot of, not juice, but a lot of the tea leaf oil will get on top of your hand. So if you want to use some gloves, nothing wrong with that. Because it does get a little tacky, it does get a little crazy. So I'm going to use gloves for my purpose of my demonstration. So after a few, because we're making a Maile Lei, we're not making a single two leaf, we're going to make a Maile, so we need to add the leaves as we're going. So you grab one leaf, give it a nice little pinch, and then you put it in the braid. You put it right between the two leaves. So let me show you again. Grab the leaf, put it between the braid, kind of just smash it down, and then hold it with your hand, and then boom, just start twisting. So then you'll twist a couple times, and then you'll add another. Oh, this leaf is trying to act up right now, but I'm still going to make it work. It's trying to break, but it's okay. Tea leaves are very, very strong. Back in the day, they were used to make rope, to make, any kind of houses. So every twist, every other twist, you're gonna add another leaf. And you're gonna add another leaf. And remember, you're using the green leaves, so they're crunchy, they're not soft. And some people use it all dark, but I find that when you use the fresh green leaves, it makes the lei look very much more fresher. So every leaf, every other twist, so 1, 2, and you can stagger a little bit, go 1, 2, and just adding. So you see what's happening there? See what I just did there? Broke the leaf. Wow. So now let's say this is the end of this leaf because it just broke. Now you're going to get your new leaf. Let me get a better leaf. Wow, these leaves is all a kind. Never waste though. Even if your leaf is bust up, just give her a little trim, natural side up, and then put this under, and then twist this together. So now make it that one, and then pull it up so it adds, so you can use it as a leaf, even though it's hamajang. You just hide it in the weave, and it's still going strong. And you keep going. And you're just twisting. I know my hand is semi-blocking, but you're just twisting and twisting. And twisting. And all the while, you're happy. You're watching your show, you're sitting at the park, but all the while you're creating this lei, you want to be happy. You want to make sure that your attitude is good, because whatever you're doing, your mana is going into the lei. True story. So you want to always be happy and be relaxed and being, I mean, look, you're creating something beautiful. So there's nothing to be angry about. You're not, oh, you kids, get this going. No, you're just relaxed and you're enjoying this time and you're transferring your mana'o to this lei. And what mana'o is, it's like your intention, you know. So if you're angry and you're yelling at your kids and you're upset, you know, you're transferring that negative energy onto your lei, which will be given to somebody as a gift of aloha. So you want to make sure that your mana'o is good. So if you're having a bad day, maybe it's not the time to sow leis. But if you're relaxed and your chores are done and your bills are paid, it's time to just sit down and just craft. You know, even with these wasp leaves, this is still going to be a beautiful lei for sure. Somebody's wedding, it's a sacred union, so you want to make sure that you're happy in doing it. You know, this is one of my very, very favorite pastimes is lei making. Whether it be yarn lei, ribbon lei, even these cheated leis. These are not my favorite leis, but it's going to a wedding coming up, you know. And the lady sounds like she's from Australia. She wanted a haku and a tea leaf. This is for her bridals, so. Again, we're very excited about our expansion of Lei Away. We have a new Lei Away lady coming out in Arizona who's precious to us, and we know she's going to give it to them. So this is a tutorial to help you to learn how. Carrie makes it, I think Carrie's is better than mine because it just comes out fuller and she's so fast, but she uses her toes. I never did learn how to. I mean, I can use my toes, but it just doesn't make sense to me. I rather just use my, or a hook. A hook, excuse me.
Not as flexible,
Yeah. A hook or a clip of some sort. But let me just give you a little close up so you can see. You know, it could be fuller yet. You know, you could put, Carrie likes to put it every single one. Yeah, I like to space it out a little bit, you know, because the weave is still very nice, you know. And then I might have to stop while I'm cutting some more tea leaf. I like to do 2 twists each one. 1, 2. But everybody kind of gets their own rhythm and their own way of doing it. So I invite you to try holding your hand, or you can also do it with your hook or your toe or a chair or whatever you care to use it for. This lady actually wanted a haku that's the same consistency as the maile. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it that way or I'm gonna make it I'll probably make it a little bit bigger. I mean a little bit bushier. But that's pretty much it. Then you just go all the way to the end.
On the length.
What?
The length.
You want it to be a good 60 inches, a good 5 feet.
Your arm length is good, a little bit longer for my leg.
Yeah, for the
So
maile.
show them your stretch out.
So
You
like
stretch your arms all the way out, both
like
sides.
this.
And
Two
stretch
sides.
it for my leg, just maybe a little bit over that.
I think it's our maile is 60 inches.
I know, but we measure arms, so that's better, easy.
So I mean that's pretty
If you
close.
got short arms, then you might wanna.
Yeah, if you got super short arms, then you know.
Longer the better for a maile.
Especially if it's, you know, maile is more of a man's lei, so you want to be able to be mindful of how tall the man is, and if you don't know, guess about 6 foot. So you want to definitely have a good 2.5 feet on each side. So 6 feet is 5 feet is very standard. I'll say that. Can't even go longer, but. So now I'm running out of, oh no, I just found another pile. And so we'll just go, and then here I am gonna add on another leaf. So let me just do this. And again, take your time, especially during the add-ons, because see, this one is all nails, so I'm gonna trim this top. But always with the natural end facing up. You don't want to go against the grain or your lei is going to come out off junk. So here I am adding I'm gonna put this new leaf under the short leaf that needs to be added, and then I'm gonna twist it together. I'm gonna twist it together, see how it's hanging on the end? Then I'm gonna bring this hanging back up so it locks the leaf. It's not gonna go anywhere. So it locks the leaf in place. You don't wanna keep weaving it down or else it can be pulled apart. And you want it to be strong. You know, people are gonna spend like 40, sometimes even $50 for this type of lei. So the last thing you want them to do is walking down the road, it falls apart like, wow, you know? And that's not how we do. See how this leaf is all bossed up. So I'm gonna give it a trim. Again, with the grain, I'm gonna just cut away all of the junk parts. And even how this end is all junk, I'm just gonna give it a trim so that everything that we're using is natural and in its best form. So here's my add-on. I added on, and even still, just because I add on doesn't mean I don't have to add any leaves. I'm gonna add another leaf in there, and then I'm gonna pull the end that I trimmed up so that it just adds to the leaves. You're not gonna tell where you add on and where you didn't. And now that, again, that leaf is locked in. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's hooked itself up so that it's not gonna come apart. That's the key. That is really the key, especially when you're adding on, because if this unweaves a little bit or untwines, it'll just fall apart. But if it's locked, it ain't going nowhere, and it won't untwine, if that's a word. So I'm just adding every other twist. I'm using my gloves to protect my hands from the oil. My lei is getting longer, I'm about halfway there. A little more than halfway there. But I'm taking my time and paying attention to make sure that my leaves are tightly placed and nicely twisted so that I have a nice and even thickness. You see, it's not skinny, fat, it's all the same. And when I pick the leaves, I make sure that they're even like the same size. So that makes a difference. Some of these leaves ends are a little bit ragged, which will happen sometimes depending on who picks them, where you pick them. This came from the Ross's yard, and they live right across from the beach, so sometimes, you know, the salt wind will bust up the ends, but still beautiful leaves. We're appreciative for them to allow us to go in their yard and pick while they are not there. We'll do a video on picking, because that's another important thing. You never want to pick to ruin the tree. You want to pick to be able to come back to that same tree. Tea leaves are real hardy though. But whenever I ask to pick when I go home, I always make sure and I pick right. I don't cut, because when you cut it, it just makes rubbish. I take a part of the plant. I just break it so that it grows back in its natural way. Because if you cut the leaves, then it makes all the stems all junk. Okay, where are we at? Carrie's already pre-cut a lot of our little pieces, so I'm going to utilize those. And we're just over 19 minutes, so we got to wrap this video up. We're going to go until we're to the right length. And if you guys have any questions, inbox us or let us know. Mahalo for watching. We don't want to bore you with super long. You know, this is our Maile Lei. It's going to look beautiful on anyone. And if you guys have any questions, email us, call us, talk to us. Aloha.